Hello and welcome to Time Will Tell Watch Review and Watchmaking channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at a watch. It's kind of an unboxing here, and this is kind of from the hip because I received this watch as a gift, from my mom, and it's kind of random. It wasn't my birthday or anything, but here it is. Got a Bulova. So these watches are pretty neat because it's kind of one of the last big name kind of corporate made American watches that are left. Hamilton ended up going to a Swiss company, so they're owned by the Swiss, so those are actually Swiss made now. I'm pretty sure Elgin kind of doesn't really exist anymore. They're like a store brand or something you're gonna see in like a JCPenney's or a Macy's, and I'm pretty sure they're not actually even made in America anymore. It's like the cases are made in China, and you're gonna see Japanese quartz move in those. So those watches used to be American brands, no longer American brands, but they still exist, but they're not made in America. I'm pretty sure these are, for the most part, made in America, or at least the company exists in America, and it's not owned by some overseas company. So, Bulova. Bulova's a pretty good brand. I see some of their watches, and a lot of their watches look really good. Some of their watches not so much, a little questionable. But this is a pretty good looking watch. I've seen it online. I've seen it walking through the store, and that's actually kind of what spurred this random buy. I was walking around Costco with my mom, and she saw me looking at a watch, and she decided to buy it for me. Kind of random, but here we go. So the box is actually pretty nice. It feels nice. I like it. Nothing special about it. It does come in this sleeve to protect the overall box. But yeah, nothing special about this particular box or anything. So good. Go ahead and open it up. And there she is. Zoom in really quick for you. It does still have a plastic cover on the crystal. I'll pull that off for you just so you can get a better look at that dial. The dial looks really good. I'm gonna adjust the height of the camera really quick. It's gonna be a little jarring. Apologies there, but yeah, there you go. The detail on that dial is incredible. Bring it up a little bit here. Like little hatch marks that make it look like a square. Pretty cool. I also like the case shape. Come back out a little bit. Apologies. I'm actually in the process of moving, so this is a new space, so this isn't normally where I record. This isn't my desk, so this recording might be a little more rough than normal. Okay, so for this particular watch, the model number is 98B424. The watch looks really good. It's a little hard to see on camera, the color, but it is silver and gold. You can see the gold a little easier there, but the bezel is gold, the hands are gold, and the dial itself is a little more white, like white silver. Flip it over here and you can see the clasp. It's got a little laser etching there with the Bulova symbol, little tuning fork, and that's how the clasp releases. Now this watch is much too big for me. Look at that big old pillow. Man, have a little nap on that thing. This watch is much too big for me to actually wear. I'd have to resize it. And I ain't got that kind of time. Let me see. I'm gonna see Yeah, those are just push pins in there. So you would just take a tool and push that side of that pin out. Remove, I don't know, for me it'd probably be 4 to 6 links, and then it'd probably fit just fine. The only problem with these types of clasps is there's no micro adjustment. And so if it's not totally comfortable one way or another, you're either going to have a little bit too loose a watch or a little bit too tight. I mean, I think most people are going to go a little too loose, that way they're not cutting off circulation or something. But it is a very good looking watch. The back is very plain. It's just a plate with some lettering marking. It does say the bracelet is made in China. I'm not sure about the case. It doesn't say anything about the case. But I would assume the case is also made in China, probably milled in China, and perhaps assembled somewhere else, maybe here in America or something. The case is a little interesting. It's got lugs that kind of stick out on the case along the side, creating some interest in the case. It is a quartz movement, so not terribly interesting as far as movement's concerned. However, it's a dress watch, so it's going to keep it under that cuff. Pretty thin. I think it's about 8 mil in thickness. So pretty good to wear with a collared shirt, right? I do like the watch. I'm gonna pull this tab and get it running. You can see it is your typical quartz watch. So 1 tick a second. Unlike a manual, put this bad boy down with a sweeping seconds hand, like my vintage 1956 Omega vintage 1956 Omega Seamaster, not Speedmaster. And I love that watch. I got a deal on that thing. But Bulova. So this is going to be the first Bulova I've ever owned. It is definitely not a bad looking watch at all by any means. However, you can get a automatic Bulova for around the same price as this guy here. Although I think this one at the time was on sale. So this was probably, I don't know, 50% cheaper than an automatic that you could get from Bulova. But overall, it's a pretty good looking watch. I do like it. I'm considering, I don't know, I'm considering returning it, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I just have so many watches in my collection at this point. I'm worried when this will get wrist time. Especially with dress watches. I have a few dress watches, so when is this actually gonna be worn compared to like my Omega? You know, I love wearing my Omega. It's just such a beautiful watch. And it's also a conversation starter because the vintage Omegas are pretty few and far between at this point. So when people see them, it's quite noticeable, especially people that are into watches, and they'll say, "Oh, what is that? Where did you get that?" With something like this, I don't know. I don't think you'll get that same interaction, which isn't really why I wear watches, but it's also part of wearing watches, especially people that are interested in watches. You know, when I see an interesting watch, I always ask somebody about their watch. It's a good way to make a friend. Anyway, oh, I kind of put that off center there. But I was considering going back to Costco, probably with my mom, honestly, and seeing if there's something a little more interesting, something that would get a lot more wrist time than this guy right here. Not to say that this is a bad watch. It's actually a really nice watch. It's just not, I don't know, it doesn't pique my interest as much as I feel like it should. Anyway, this is kind of a shorter review. I don't know too much about the watch, and this isn't something that I have been pining for, like my previous video where it was the 50 Phantoms, and it was kind of, I don't know, that's pretty much just a grail watch for me, so. Had a lot to say about that guy. Not too much to say about this guy, but let me know what you think. Think it's worth keeping? Man, this thing's really fighting me. Also, when I'm moving the bracelet around, I'm gonna be quiet for a second. Stop talking. I can hear the bracelet kind of squeaking. And things like that kind of bug me, right? I don't know if it's a quality control issue, but here, check it out. Well, now it's not doing it, but, oh. It's almost like I can hear a mouse in the other room or something like that. It's that kind of like little tiny squeak. And I'm sure I could take some, you know, 914 oil, something, you know, watchmaking oil, that I could probably get that to stop squeaking, but I don't know. I shouldn't have to do that, you know? It's not my job. That's quality control. That's quality control's job. Don't you agree? Anyway, that's this Bulova. A pretty nice watch overall. It looks really good. I put it on the pillow wrong. I could see the marks. I do have that kind of OCD. I keep knocking my camera mount. I apologize for the shaking. Anyway, there she is. I do like how she shines, and eventually I'd like a two-tone watch where the gold and the stainless steel or silver or whatever, platinum, probably never gonna happen, are part of the bracelet and the case, right? Not like two-tone where it's stainless steel and gold indices like this one. That's fine. I mean, technically it's two-tone, right? But something a little more overt two-tone. I don't know. That's something I'd like to eventually have in my collection. I'm just not sure if this fits the bill. Although that dial, I really do like the style of that dial. It looks really, really good. And I like how it kind of, I'm gonna turn the watch. I like how you can kind of see the depth of the dial thanks to that inner, I forget what that's called. I'm gonna call it a bezel, but that's not a bezel. It creates some depth for the watch itself and the dial, which is nice. I like that. But I would like to go to the store again and have a look around and see if there's anything for pretty much the same price that's a little more interesting. Because their selection changes every once in a while. Again, put this guy down. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Let me know if you have a Bulova and what you think of it, if you're over the moon about it. Because I would like one of these watches from this company. I I'm in an automatic and manual kick lately. I'm not sure quartz will do it. I mean, I have a G-Shock, and I feel like once you have a G-Shock, all other quartzes are kind of obsolete. Oh, look at that sticker. Anyway, thank you for, oh, hold on. I'm gonna pause you and I'm gonna show you the Lume. How about that? You wait right there. Okay, I know that was instant for you, but I'm back after a short break. So, it's not, it's not absolutely dark in this room, but I'm gonna show you what the Lume looks like, because the Lume actually looks really good, and it's gonna have trouble zooming, I just have a feeling, or focusing. So I have my Spinnaker UV light. I'm gonna hit this guy. Instant charge. Oh, maybe I should take off that sticker, huh? Okay, charge it up. Look at that. It looks really good. The Lume, they've done a good job with the Lume. I think it's C3 Super Luminova. I'm not 100% sure. It's hard to find every spec on the watch online. I did look, I couldn't find it. Maybe you can. Maybe you're more of a gumshoe than I am, but yeah, I don't have time to look on the internet for hours to find out information on a watch that I may not even keep. I may not even keep this watch. I don't know, maybe I will. Maybe I will keep this watch. It's not a bad looking watch. But the question is, when on earth will I wear this thing? Anyway, thanks for watching. There's your Lume. No Lume indices, just hands, which isn't terrible. It's a dress watch. What do you expect? It would have been nice if they put some Lume pips on the outside of those indices, but it was probably a money-saving measure. Okay, here comes the light. And that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with more watch unboxings, watch reviews, and even watchmaking in the future. I do have a watchmaking video. I do need to edit it because it's got some personal information in there, but that will be out relatively soon. Thanks everyone for watching and your support. I do appreciate it, and I will be back with more. Have yourself a good day. Don't forget, it's okay to have a few watches. Don't let anyone tell you different. Okay, bye.